best human resource pool that you can ever have in Ghana. And that is very critical for you to be able to unearth not only talent, but also potential for the economy. And that alone, even though it's transient, is not seen, is also something that is very much accountable. All right. But more importantly, for all the talk here today, that we need to take something with us. And we don't need to disappoint our investors and all these array of great people that we have assembled here. It is very important for all of us. And all of us will have to promise to do good by ourselves. We're going to have a short interlude, and that is going to be the Amro Afenyo cultural to giving us an interlude. But even if they're not ready, we're going to have the Volta position paper going to be presented by Dr. Nketiah Apetokbo. But before he does that, again, let me just introduce to you some key personalities I already see here. I see the Petroleum Commission Chief Executive, please, Lawyer MFA Hadcastle. A round of applause. And also I see LC Apawo, a legal practitioner as well as working with the presidency as well. Thank you. Dr. Macaulay is here, popularly known to all of us as Magdan Group of Companies. I also see Nana Oye Dampo Ado. Thank you. Give her a round of applause for me. I see the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Eric Opoku. Please give a round of applause for me. I love your white. He's in a good mood. And we all have to be in a good mood as well. And we thank our auspicious chairperson, the indefatigable traditional ruler, for making time to join us as well. Dr. Nketiah Apetokbo, if you're ready, please. Dr. Nketiah Apetokbo is also one of the key individuals putting together this Volta Economic Forum 2025. He plays other roles within various subsectors of the economy, but currently is with the National Development Planning Commission. He's the son of the soil. He's also a good friend and my church member. So when things are hard for him, he'll call me at 12 a.m. Let's pray together. I tell him it's all thing that prayer does. But anyway, Dr. Nketiah Apetokbo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roland. Your Excellency, the Chief of Staff, Your Excellency, the Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of administration, the Honorable Volta Regional Minister, members of the Regional Coordinating Council, His Excellency, the Chinese Ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency, the Norwegian Ambassador to Ghana, His Royal Highness, Babinyaho Tamoklo, distinguished members of Parliament, and all our distinguished invited guests present here, good afternoon. It is a great honor this afternoon to stand before you at this maiden Volta Economic Forum. This forum is more than a gathering. It is a special meeting to call investors, innovators, and nation builders to anchor the 24-hour economy in this corridor of possibilities. Why Volta and why now? The Volta corridor is uniquely positioned to power Ghana's 24-hour economy vision. It combines three important things. The first one is strategic trade positioning, as my regional minister said. With access to the Eastern Corridor Road, the Lake Volta transport, the Aflau border post, this region offers round-the-clock trade and logistic potential for domestic and ECOWAS markets. Strong local resource base as the second opportunity, from the cocoa and cassava belts to fisheries, salt mining, tourism, light manufacturing, Volta's economic footprint is broad and deep. Policy alignment. The 24-hour economy agenda, GRPC incentives, Ministry of Food and Agriculture value chain interventions, and that of the VRCC coordination provide a clear enabling environment for any investor that is interested in Volta. This meeting is not just about identifying opportunities. We have been identifying opportunities for many years now. We want to ignite economic engines that run beyond daylight, creating jobs, powering industries, and connecting value chains from farm gates to factory and to the export market. A brief storyline on the 24-hour economy. The Volta corridor offers strategic pipeline structured around 5 economic pillars that can sustain the government's 24-hour economy agenda. Pillar A, agro-processing and food systems. When you come to the Adaklu district, the Central Town, Whole West, Akati North, Akati South, and Ketu North offer cassava, maize, groundnut, and poultry clusters that can support shift-based processing, warehousing, and logistics. And a typical project size in these districts is about 12 to 35 million Ghana cedis. The advantage of this location is that they are close to Accra and Tema, and there are existing ready smallholder base and regional market demands, as well as the border trade. Pillar B, that is the blue economy, that has to do with aquaculture, the cold chain, and the coastal value addition. You come to Angoga, where we are seated now, Ketu South, and the lakeside districts like Mando present sub-processing opportunities, cold chain hubs, molten fish smoking, and aquaculture. And here, an investment of 15 to 38 million cedis is enough for any investment. For the 24-hour value, continuous processing and distribution, lower post-harvest loss, and export potential. Pillar C or 3, that is the tourism and cultural economy. When you go to Afenyo South, Kwakwe, Kwando, and the surrounding enclaves offer a powerful eco-cultural tourism circuit. Mountains, lakes, waterfalls, and heritage sites. And here to a ticket size will be 22 to 40 million investment. The 24-hour value here is night tourism economy, hospitality expansion, event-driven demand. And pillar D, or the fourth one, that is light manufacturing, ICT, or business processing, outsourcing, and urban services. That is, we are looking at the whole municipality, that is the administrative hub of the region. And it's ripe for industrial parks, the ICT hubs, and hospitality clusters. And here too, about 40 to 65 million Ghana cedis is enough a ticket size for any investment of choice. And for the 24-hour value, is going to create jobs across the multiple shifts, export services, and regional logistics. And the last pillar, that is logistics, warehousing, and border trade. Ketu South and North Town anchor the corridor's logistics backbone, and with potential for bonded warehouses, dry ports, and retail distribution centers. Here we are looking at a ticket size of 25 to 95 million investment. For the 24-hour value for any investor, there is trade facilitation, increased customs revenue, efficient cargo handling. Let me present on the corridor snapshots, the real numbers and real potentials. Again in Adaplu, agro-processing and poultry cassava output is about 40,000 metric tons per year. Maize production is about 20,000 metric tons per year, with a total investment of about 12 to 20 million Ghana cedis. In Afenyo South, cocoa and ecotourism. Cocoa has about 9,000 metric tons per year and has an investment of about 22 to 30 million. When you come to Anoga district, that is salt and fisheries. Salt production is about 200,000 metric tons and requires investments of about 25 to 38 million. In whole, the regional capital, ICT, or business process outsourcing, manufacturing, over 200 SMEs with investments about 40 to 65 million. Cattle South, logistics and trade, border trade volumes is about 500 million per year. A total investment of about 60 to 95 million. You come to the Tongue Belt, we have rice and aquaculture opportunities. Rice production per year is about 40,000 metric tons, and investment is about 25 to 48 million. These are not conceptual wish lists. They are the investment ready profiles with baseline data, district and traditional authority support, and a clear off-take potential. The Volta corridor investment drive is to anchor in collaboration with the AGI, Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GEPA, GTA, and other development partners, financial institutions, and the diaspora. Sector-based working groups will help convert these B2B conversations into term sheets and MOUs. Linkages with OT region strengthen the corridor logic. Production in OT, processing and logistics in Volta, distribution across Ghana and the ECOWAS sub-region. The Volta corridor investment pledge. We are expecting our investors in this meeting this afternoon that by the time we are returning here, they will be disclosing their investment interest in the various districts or municipal assemblies that I have mentioned, or the investment opportunities that I have mentioned. The Volta corridor offers visibility, mapped investment sites, data, and credible sponsors. Fast-track processes and aligned leadership to testify the visibility of our regional minister and his team, and we can give you value that is investable project with tangible returns. And today, I invite all our investors, distinguished guests, to co-create with Volta, that is sit with our MMDAs, traditional authorities, and entrepreneurs to shape the project landscape that fits your investment strategy. Again, I invite you to commit, that is take up equity position, joint ventures, or long-term off-take agreements. Sign letters of intent, MOUs, before you leave this forum today. We are ready to support early movers with fast-track facilitations, investment intelligence, and structured aftercare. Let this forum mark the start of the corridor-wide investment commitment that will transform opportunities into enterprise, and enterprise into the national growth. Dr. Chairman, the Volta corridor is just open for business. It is ready to power Ghana's 24-hour economy takeoff. Let us sign, build, and grow together. Economy, we are over the organ. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Aleplemi. Apetokbo. Please give me a round of applause. A young man working very hard when it comes to the energy sector, long before occupying the current position with the NDPC, was always talking tough, representing IPPs, bulk power distributors, as well as generators. And from where I sat, issuing subtle threats. But today is calling for investment, so no problem. Doctor, we are with you. We are with you. Dr. Elikle Mapetokbo, great guy, great guy. Once again, he's my church member. So that's a good thing. When times are hard, he will wake me up. Midnight, let's pray. Prayer, it's not a problem. But in the meantime, we have to also acknowledge some key individuals who are here. We have a representative for Dr. Johnson Isiama, the Bank of Ghana Governor. Do I have that representative in the house? Representing the Bank of Ghana Governor. You are representing him. So you have his speech. You join us. In this place, I'll put Dr. Eric Opoku, Minister. He's not here. Your man is not here, right? Okay, so you fill in the slot for him quickly as possible. And then Dr. He's joining online. Okay. Nonetheless. And then after that we'll have Dr. Daniel Macaulay. And then also Dr. John Mikhail Bistad. Dr. John Mikhail Bistad, are you here with us? Thank you. Thank you. Please give me a round of applause representing the IFC. Thank you as well. Have a seat. And then also Wang Jianshao. Is Wang Jianshao here? Mr. John? Oh, thank you very much. Mr. John. Thank you. Please give me a round of applause for me. Do we have a representative of the 24-hour economy? Secretariat? Thank you, Doc. Thank you as well. And then we're supposed to have a panel discussion, but we've called it off. A lot of people are giving me pressure that they want to make this very short. So I said we can call it off. So we're calling that one off so that all of us can quickly go. But a man I respect so much started off as a youth leader in the NDC in the 90s, had worked throughout the country, and then rose to become a member of parliament, Dade Kotopong. Before then was the youth leader of Greater Accra as well for the NDC, and then became the Dade Kotopong member of parliament, and subsequently the chief executive for the National Health Insurance Authority, currently the chief executive for the Exim Bank. Sylvester Mensah. Mr. Sylvester Mensah, please give me a round of applause. Mr. Sylvester Mensah will be telling us, as a lead sponsor, what the Ghana Exim Bank thinks could be the potentials when it comes to the economy for the Volta region. Good to see you once again, sir.
Thank you very much, my very good friend. Mr. Chairman, Togui Nyakotamaklu, the Chief of Staff, the Regional Minister, the Minister for our great Honorable Ministers of State here present, Honorable Members of Parliament, Togui, Mamao, colleague, chief executives, the ambassador, Chinese ambassador, who's present here, rep of the IFC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand on existing protocols. Everybody here is important, and I want to acknowledge everybody here present. I want to first thank the organizers of this forum for the initiative, for the foresight, and to assure them that the very presence of all we see here is a clear testimony that this program and this meeting is long overdue. We, from this land, are the only people who can change the destiny of this environment. The Volta region is one of the 16 administrative regions in Ghana, and it lies on the eastern side of Ghana, bordering the Republic of Togo to the east, the Atlantic Ocean to the south, the Volta River basin to the west. The population of the region is estimated to be around 1.8 million by the close of 2025, and 2.1 million projected by 2030. The Ewe people constitute 68.5% of the total population of the region, followed by the Guan and Akan, who constitute 9.2% and 8.5% of the population of the region, respectively. The Volta region is known for its rich tourism potential, strong agricultural base, and growing focus on renewable energy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this area attracts visitors with natural attractions such as the waterfalls, mountains, and cultural heritage sites. Agriculture remains a major livelihood, with communities producing crops, as we said earlier, like rice, maize, vegetables, and many more. In recent years, the region has become important for renewable energy projects. The emerging infrastructure projects like the Volta Economic Corridor have positioned the region as one of Ghana's most promising growth frontiers. However, realizing the full potential of the region will require deliberate policy interventions, targeted investments, and effective partnerships between public and private sectors to drive sustainable and inclusive growth. In this effort, the Ghana Export-Import Bank stands ready to support financing value-added enterprises and promoting projects that can convert the region's natural advantages into strong business opportunities that can compete internationally and drive export growth. Volta's economy is naturally diverse. The region's fertile lands, abundant water bodies, and strategic location within the ECOWAS corridor makes it well positioned for agro-industrial growth and cross-border trade. Agriculture remains the backbone of the local economy, yet its transformation into an integrated value chain through processing, packaging, and export is the next frontier of opportunity. Recent infrastructure projects, including road rehabilitation, bridge construction, and energy transmission improvements, are beginning to connect rural production zones with emerging markets. These developments lay the foundation for industrial parks, logistics centers, and renewable energy installation capable of attracting long-term investors. With vast arable lands and access to the Volta Lake, the region is ideal for commercial farming, aquaculture, and agro-processing. The region is the second leading producer of rice in Ghana. In 2020, the region covered almost 30% of rice planted areas in the country, and cumulatively the region produced in excess of 564 metric tons of rice. The Volta region is also a major hub for maize, cassava, and vegetable cultivation in Ghana. Maize is widely grown across the region and serves as a key staple for households, as well as an input for the poultry and livestock feed industry. Cassava is another dominant crop cultivated in the region, and it thrives in the region's well-drained soil and serves as raw material of gari, tapioca, cassava dough, and starch, among others. Vegetables, soya beans are grown in all the districts in the region. Despite being the second producer of rice in Ghana, the region's rice industry continues to face structural challenges that limit productivity and competitiveness. The availability of irrigable land remains inadequate, which makes farmers overly dependent on rainfall and exposes production to climate variability. Studies have revealed that rice farmers who use irrigational facilities can produce rice at a better cost compared to farmers who rely solely on rainfall. The data available shows that close to 1/3 of the Volta irrigation project in Ketu North municipality has been submerged underwater since 2006, and farmers in the area lose millions of cedis yearly. In addition, the region lacks storage facilities and mechanical dryers, resulting in high post-harvest losses and declining grain quality. Modern milling capacity is also limited. Togbio, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, beyond its agricultural wealth, the Volta region is a major tourism hub in Ghana. It features the Vli waterfalls, which is the highest waterfall in Ghana and among the tallest in West Africa. It also boasts Mount Afajatu, the highest mountain in the country, which provides panoramic views and a rewarding hiking experience. In the region, you would find the Tafi Atome Monkey Sanctuary, a community-based wildlife sanctuary with monkeys roaming freely in the forest contiguous to the village. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Volta's abundant sunlight, wind corridors, and hydro resources make it a prime zone for renewable energy development. Small hydro and solar projects can not only power communities, but also serve as a catalyst for industrial activity. Bordering Togo and lying across the ECOWAS highway, Volta has the geographic advantage to become Ghana's eastern corridor and logistics hub. Investments in inland ports, industrial estates, and cross-border infrastructure will unlock regional commerce and export diversification. People are the center of every successful development plan. Without skilled and motivated workers, all other investments in agriculture, industry, or tourism will not achieve their full potential. The Volta region has a strong base in education, with institutions such as the Volta Technical University, the EPA University College, the University of Health and Allied Sciences, and a host of others. Through its diverse undergraduate and postgraduate programs in medicine, nursing, pharmacy, public health, and allied sciences, UAS trains and graduates more than 2,000 students annually, significantly strengthening the national pool of qualified health professionals. The university also has become a hub for applied health research, supporting development of evidence-based interventions and policies that improve healthcare delivery across Ghana. The impact of the educational institutions are enormous. Employment creation, local economic multiplier, infrastructural development, health systems strengthening, and a host of others. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in today's world, no region can grow fast without technology and innovation. Digital tools help farmers, traders, and small businesses work smarter and reach customers. The Volta region can build a strong digital and innovation ecosystem by supporting ICT hubs, encouraging tech startups, and improving internet access in rural communities. Promoting digital literacy, mobile money use, and e-commerce platforms would help local business sell their products more widely. Mr. Chairman, while the region has faced setbacks such as the closure of certain enterprises and reduced transport connectivity, these moments reveal a deeper need for structural reform and resilient planning. The temporary suspension of airline services, Africa World Airlines, and closure of retail outlets like KFC underscore the urgency to create a more diversified, self-sustaining economic base. Strengthening local industries, improving infrastructure, and building human capital will ensure that the region remains open, competitive, and attractive to investors. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Ghana Exim Bank, established in 2016 under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, was created precisely to support the government of Ghana to build a resilient and export-led economy. The bank's mission is to facilitate Ghana's economic transformation through promotion of international trade, strategic investments abroad by Ghanaian enterprises, and by addressing critical market failures that limit the country's global competitiveness. To unlock the full potential of Volta region, it is imperative that the Exim Bank develop innovative financial products tailored to the needs of the region. The Exim Bank's mandate is to accelerate value addition, promote export competitiveness, and strengthen local manufacturing, which is directly aligned with Volta's needs. The bank is uniquely positioned to provide patient capital, support feasibility and technical studies, facilitate public-private partnerships, champion export-oriented enterprises, support tourism and hospitality sector, support business sustainability through digitalization. Because of what we have heard previously and the way some words have been overused, it becomes difficult reusing those same words. I wish there was another word for some of these words. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Volta region's economic potential is vast, but this transformation requires vision, coordination, and capital. With focused investment in agriculture, renewable energy, tourism, and logistics, supported by all present in here, including Exim Bank, the region can evolve into a dynamic growth pool for the national economy. A deliberate partnership-driven approach will not only unlock local prosperity, but also contribute meaningfully to Ghana's broader goal of achieving inclusive, export-led industrialization. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we can go on and on and on about the Volta region. But suffice it to say that it takes the political will. And when we talk of political will, we are talking about our individual wills as we sit right in here, and what we can do from our individual agencies, and how we can draw synergy in our bid to ensure that the Volta region rises from the ashes. We don't have enough time, and the time is now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, a round of applause once again. Sylvester Mensah is the Chief Executive for the Ghana Exim Bank. Again, expanding on what the potential is, but the actions that need to be taken by not only indigenous, but those who have some important affiliation with the region, but play key roles to make these manifest. Very important as well. We have a representative of the Chief of Staff, Julius Debrah, right here, and the Deputy Chief of Staff, Nana Oye Bampoado, is here in his stead. Our special guest of honor's message.
Thank you very much, Roland. Good afternoon to you all. Toby Chairman Togbe Nyaho Tamaklo, the Dufia of the Wuti traditional area.
Yeah.
Togbe O, Mama O,
What's it?
our Honorable Minister for Food and Agriculture, Honorable Eric Opoku, our Honorable Regional Minister, Honorable James Gunu, Honorable Members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, and members of the Diplomatic Corps, our districts and municipal chief executives, CEOs of government institutions, distinguished speakers and guests, representatives from the Regional Coordinating Council and the Volta Corridor Investment Center, WASO. The Volta region is a land of natural wealth and power. It is a land that has fertile plains, rolling mountains, and boundless waters. It is a region where culture and commerce are in abundance. At its heart lies the Volta Lake, the largest man-made lake in the world. This lake touches the lives of millions across Ghana through electricity, irrigation, and a transportation network. This lake is in the Volta region. These huge potentials cannot go unutilized. And under the 24-hour economy and the accelerated export development projects, that is 24-hour plus, this region occupies a central part of the economic reset agenda of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. In July 2025, a blueprint was drawn up for the economic transformation of the Volta region through the Volta Economic Corridor. This development plan is to transform the Volta River Basin into a logistics and production backbone. It will anchor economic parks, industrial hubs, and inland water transport systems to enable a better north-south integration. The corridor enhances rural-urban connectivity and positions Ghana as a regional production and trade hub. The establishment of the Volta Corridor Center, the Volta Economic Embassy, and the Nketiah Port project have created a good takeoff in terms of harnessing these economic fortunes. These facilities have also helped in the coordination and aggressive marketing of the potentials of the economic corridor and by extension, the Volta region. And thanks to our Honorable Regional Minister for leading in all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed over the past few months the 24-hour economy plus. This is attracting regional and global attention. For instance, at the Africa-Singapore Business Forum in August 2025, the 24-hour economy plus took center stage with President John Dramani Mahama demonstrating how it will anchor productivity, boost exports, and create jobs by operating business round the clock. Furthermore, the United Kingdom's government jobs and 24-hour pillar of the United Kingdom's government's jobs and economic transformation program has been involved in supporting the Make 24-hour pillar of Ghana's economic development plan. Ladies and gentlemen, the Volta Economic Corridor spans 2 million hectares of land, and it will create over 1 million jobs and attract over $1 billion in investments. That is why the regional minister says the Volta region is poised to lead. Trade will move faster and further and our trade relations with partners will be strengthened. Togbeo Mamao, as the theme suggests, harnessing the Volta Economic Corridor potentials for the 24-hour economy policy takeoff. Permit me at this stage to share a few notes on how this economic corridor could turn around agriculture, energy, logistics, and tourism. First, agriculture and agro-processing, the value chain industrialization. The Volta Basin is agriculturally productive. We have food crops, we have tubers, we have oil palm, and we have fisheries. A logistics spine and a 24-hour operations will reduce post-harvest losses by enabling night shift processing, cold chain throughput, and faster economic windows. There is a huge economic investment potential for the integrated agro-processing parks at the lakeside nodes. And I'm sure our Honorable Agricultural Minister will elaborate on this for us when it is his turn to speak. Businesses will benefit from the many tax incentives and alternative transportation channels available in the movement of people, goods, and services. 2, increase alternative energy sources. Lake Volta. Akosombo remains Ghana's strategic hydropower asset. The development of this corridor, amongst things, will stabilize and expand electric base loads through the addition of more power plants. It is an opportunity to invest in green energy by integrating other renewable energies such as solar. These facilities will provide volumes since they will be operational 24/7. There is another big investment for our local and national economy through the following ways: a hybrid solar hydro energy facility and several others. 3, logistics and multiple transportation networks. The core idea of this corridor is to convert the Volta Lake into a 24/7 multimodal corridor that links the north to the south and that links north-south production zones with export gateways and regional markets. This approach significantly reduces inland logistics costs and time used in transporting goods. 4, tourism boost. The Volta region hosts world-class attractions. I believe Honorable Sylvester Mensah of Exim Bank has spoken to this extensively. When logistics and energy are supplied around the clock, a dependable local and national economy is created that attracts foreign investments through tourism. With the Volta region's serene aquatic environment, this corridor could become an ideal destination for lake cruises, amongst others. Indeed, the Volta Economic Corridor stands today as a living testament to what can happen when vision meets collaboration. It offers our state, Ghana, and our regional partners, our private sector, a unique platform to join hands, not in competition, but in cooperation, to translate the vast endowments of this region into shared prosperity. Through this corridor, we can build value chains that work day and night, 24/7. We can expand access to energy. We can create jobs for our youth. And we can open new frontiers of trade that link Ghana to her neighbors and to the world at large. Ladies and gentlemen, Togbe Chairman, the corridor will not only live up to its promise, if we in this forum, seated here this afternoon, do not share honest views about the potentials. Let us use this forum and gathering to think boldly, to debate freely, to design practical ways to make the 24-hour economy work for our collective good. I wish you fruitful deliberations, and may our shared purpose light the way to a new dawn of accelerated growth and dignity for the people of the Volta region and our beloved nation. May God bless the Volta region. May God bless Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Volta region poised to lead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Deputy Chief of Staff, Nana Oye Bampoado, giving us the speech on behalf of the Chief of Staff, Julius Debrah. Thank you very much as well. We've had some brief changes. There was supposed to have been the TDC boss undertaking a presentation. We've made a replacement. So we're going to have the Petroleum Commission CEO, MFR Castle, in there. We're supposed to have a break, but I won't go for the break. Eric Opoku then will talk. Then Chairman McDan will talk as well. Now, if there's the time for the break, we'll go. Then the diplomatic missions will have their remarks as quickly as possible. Then we'll quickly look at some of those important ones as well. Everything on the program is very important. We're live on TV3 Ghana across social media. Wherever you're watching us, please make sure you like and comment what you make of this. I've been told by the program organizers that we have some other great important individuals and groups from not only here in Ghana but also abroad. And that said, let me acknowledge all representatives from Zonda Tech Ghana Limited. Are they here? Zonda Tech? Thank you. Shishi. Thank you. Thank you as well. And then we also have from the Chinese government and enterprises in Ghana. I've already introduced Mr. Wang. Mr. Wang, thank you as well. This is a double salute for you. Mr. Luke Lu, are you here? Mr. Luke Lu? Mr. Luke? Lu? Is he here? We have Engineer Shen Jing representing the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Indeed, he's the president. Do we have President Chen here? President Chen? From those from the Macau group, are they here? All right. As well as other Chinese investors we have. I've seen the tech mogul and then investor as well, Prince Kofi Klujesing. Is that Klujesing? Thank you as well. Great man. Lawyer Larry Jage. Mr. Jage, I thought I saw you earlier, yeah. Thank you for coming as well. Very active on Facebook. I'm always following him, all his travels. And then also Mauko Jikuno of Glory Oil. Mr. Jikuno, Chairman Jikuno, thank you as well. Professor Ferdinand Ahiapo, thank you, Prof. The Member of Parliament for Whole West, used to be for Governance Assurance Committee, always, at the heels of the government of the day, and then also currently the Member of Parliament for Whole West. He's also occupying the board position. Which board do you occupy, Mr. Get Fund board chair. Please, I'll come to you on Monday. I hope you'll be in your office. That's Emmanuel Kosi Bejra. Please give me a round of applause. Great man. Very cool, calm, and collected. Please. And Professor Kofi Abuchi is in the house. Professor Kofi Abuchi. Mr. Atu Boateng. Mr. Boateng, I think I saw you earlier. Is he here? Yeah. And then Victor Akapo, Volta and OT Regional Director for the Bank of Ghana. They all came with a team from the Bank of Ghana, as well as Koshi Jokoto. Mr. Jokoto, thank you for coming as well. And then all those from our lead sponsor, TDC, that's the Tema Development Corporation. We're grateful. Is the governor's presentation ready? It's ready. How do we get it on the stream? Okay. It's not ready yet. So quickly we'll go to the CEO for the Petroleum Commission. Please give a round of applause to MFA Hardcastle. Great applause. Please continue the applause for me. What mother? Sweet mother. Okay, our sweet mother. Yes, he uses this.
Good afternoon, everyone. My uncle, Royal Highness TV, Nyautamako, Tobio, Mamao, Honorable Ministers, Chief of Staff, my MPs. Oh, I can't see my MP. But he's run away because I said I'll come to get fund on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our friends from the media, good afternoon to you all. I am honored to be here for the very first Volta Region Economic Forum, not necessarily because of just my professional capacity, but I feel I'm a daughter of this soil. The Hardcastle is a name I inherited. My name is Emeafa Baita Jiagi. I'm also a proud member of our group called the Caring Sisters, who have supported the ladies in this area from Tegbi and all over the years to harness the strength of our young ladies, to support them in hospitality, in bead making, in Nketiah weaving and the works, to be able to give them some economic independence. Today, I want to share with you the government of Ghana's program to establish and harness the oil and gas potential of the vast onshore Voltairean Basin. I know that the Voltairean Basin is one of the key programs, projects, name it, that everybody in Ghana has been waiting for. So now let me put on my professional hat. The Voltairean Basin is one of the 4 sedimentary basins we have in Ghana, and it's in the upstream oil and gas sector. It is the single largest basin in Ghana and is wholly onshore and has huge potential for a commercial gas and oil accumulation. Our oil and gas shows were recorded in shallow hydrodynamic stratigraphic wells which were drilled somewhere in the 1960s. You need this anywhere? The Voltairean Basin covers an area of about 103,000 square meters and is supposed to cover 40% of Ghana's land mass. So you can imagine, if we can't develop oil and gas in this basin, we at the Petroleum Commission, the GNPC, the Ministry of Energy, see it as a game changer for our economy. The basin covers 8 regions: the Volta, the Eastern, Oti, Ashanti, Bono, East Savannah, Northern and Northeast regions. Togbio, despite the astonishing size of this basin, its petroleum potential remains unknown because we haven't explored much for many decades after the Soviet geologists left us somewhere in the 1970s. And so the government has taken a decision that this must change, and has tasked us at the Petroleum Commission and the National Oil Company, GNPC, to attract needed investment to accelerate exploration activities and efforts in the basin. Without exploration, without data, we cannot find oil. We cannot find oil and become commercial. The key thing for us then is to acquire data, is to explore. And in exploration, we need to, as Trump will call it, he's not my favorite person, sorry, but you need to drill. Today I want to share with you the basin story, its history, what's happening at the present, and what we intend to do in the future. So the basin has been of interest since the 1900s. Initial exploration activities were undertaken between a collaboration between the Gold Coast Geological Survey, now what we call the Ghana Geological Survey Authority, and some Soviet geologists I just mentioned. These early works involved drilling of about 10 boreholes which led to the observation of bituminous substances and natural gas in some of the wells. The observation of the petroleum-like substances gave hope that the Voltairean basin will be endowed with hydrocarbons. Somewhere in 1975, Mr. Chairman, we had Shell Exploration and Production Company of Ghana, which acquired 208 line kilometers of seismic. If there are any geologists here, I brought one of my young geologists from the Petroleum Commission. When they start talking seismic, then some of us just decide that we need to concentrate on what we are better known as. Seismic is acquisition of data, and that is what helps us to know where we can drill. Anyway, they acquired 2D seismic data and drilled the first exploratory well in 1977. Although we didn't discover petroleum in that drill, it provided critical foundational information for future studies, including the 2008 to 2009 aeromagnetic survey conducted jointly by the Geological Survey Department and the European Union under a program which we had, which was the Mining Sector Support Program. Currently, as part of the efforts we are undertaking to accelerate the exploitation of the country's petroleum resources in all of Ghana's geological basins, GNPC has leapfrogged with exploration activities in the highly prospective Voltairean Basin. They have completed the acquisition of phase 3 of the 2D seismic data I just mentioned in December. They commenced in 2001 and they've 2021 and they've completed. And this was an infill campaign that acquired an additional 1,655 line kilometers of 2D seismic lines. GNPC, after the completion and interpretation of the data, plans to drill 2 wells by the third quarter of 2026. The exploration of the Voltairean Basin, once successful, will signify a new dawn of onshore hydrocarbon exploitation and production in Ghana. We've had extensive consultations and engagements with the Petroleum Commission again and GNPC and the communities in the catchment area of the Voltairean Basin project to secure a social license for exploitation. Let me add that besides the exploration activities, they've been given 3 other licenses to exploration and production to companies to undertake various drilling activities in the basin. We have opportunities for local development, and that I believe is also key for our people, because when we're talking about data acquisition, drilling, we are talking about the big boys. For our people, there are substantial opportunities in the Volta region, which will offer benefits such as increased government revenue through taxes and royalties, local development, job creation, local SME development, and enhanced energy security by reducing reliance on imports at the macro level. These projects can stimulate economic growth by attracting FDI, supporting local infrastructure development and cottage industries through the economic linkages. Additionally, the Voltairean Basin, once it matures, will definitely be much simpler to produce from because it's onshore and not as challenging as production from offshore. And of course, then create more opportunities and synergies for our local SMEs. We may have challenges, that goes without saying. And one of them, Toby, if you will allow me to mention a few, one of the challenges we envisage is migration. Once we have, and we do believe we're going to be successful and we're going to have commercial discoveries and then produce, we envisage migration into the region, and it's happened in Kenya and Uganda and other places. And for us, although it's not inherently problematic, we would see an increase in pressure of the already lack of infrastructure in our community. So, and other things that may get affected will be our natural resource agriculture, forestry, fishing, that will have the production, exploration and production of hydrocarbons definitely would lead to some challenges. We believe that with potential petroleum activities in the region, the communities may face some challenges with their livelihoods, especially the small-scale traditional economic activities, and these concerns will definitely need to be addressed. Other things we envisage in the future would probably come from our lessons we've learned in mining, where we have challenges and problems with land acquisition and adequate compensation for the landowners in the communities. And so we have to, as I think one of the previous speakers or the Chief of Staff mentioned, we have to work together as a community to ensure that we address these challenges before, during, and in the future. We really do not want to learn the bad lessons that some of our neighbors have learned with onshore exploration and production. We have to learn from the best practice. So how do we ensure inclusive growth? We need to acknowledge the potential challenges from the onset, and we are working to support legislative, policy, and administrative reforms. And some of our programs involve working with relevant government institutions, such as, again, the National Oil Company, the Attorney General's Department, the Ghana Revenue Authority, trying to reach out to other countries who do onshore with the best practice to help us to formulate our onshore regulations. So we are reviewing the Ghana government's onshore policy to promote greater participation both in governance and in the productive process, and promote wider access to the outcomes and benefits to be derived from the activities in the Voltairean Basin. Early engagements like we're having today, both at the policy level and between relevant government agencies, our traditional rulers, and the communities themselves, will help us to be able to understand the local dynamics, such as the land use patterns, livelihood impacts, the natural resource management strategies, in order to be able to ensure both the stability of the Voltairean Basin regions and delivering on the promise of genuinely inclusive development. Early engagement provides opportunities to build the social license I mentioned, mitigate against social risk and local impacts, and also enable our stakeholders engaged in petroleum activities to operate in a constructive environment. Let me conclude. There's no doubt that the Voltairean Basin holds the key to Ghana's oil and gas future. Like I said earlier, it's 40% of our land mass. It is therefore imperative to accelerate exploration activities to establish its petroleum potential, and the government is committed to ensuring same. Hopefully, and following the drilling of the exploratory wells by GNPC next year, our investors will be invited to acquire rights to conduct exploration and production activities in several acreages within the basin. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'll end by asking all Ghanaians, especially those of the good people of the Volta region, Afenyo, we need to support the government in successfully executing its objective of attracting needed investment in the Voltairean Basin for all our collective benefit. Thank you, Maune Rami, and let's pray we have a wonderful first economic forum.
Thank you, M. Fahad Castle, CEO for the Petroleum Commission. Please give a round of applause. A number of our speakers would also have to undertake a number of activities and so would want to speak. The governor of the Bank of Ghana has been ready for some time. He's out of the jurisdiction but promised to be part of this because of how important this is. So we'll be giving us a stream interaction from his position as the governor of the Bank of Ghana. But again, before he does that, I have the managing director of the TDC here with us, Courage Nuna Peku. Please acknowledge you, and then your deputy as well. I see Mr. Kluchi Aveji as well, Honorable. Thank you as well. And then also the General Secretary for the Ghana Medical Association. I see Dr. Telom also here. Thank you. I know that the Council of State representative for the Volta region, Gabriel Komiga Tanko Atople, is also here, will be giving us a goodwill message. And thank you for coming as well. But now we'll be off here, but we'll be live on TV3, and we're also live on Onuya across social media platforms. The Governor of the Bank of Ghana speaks to us now.
Okay, hello. Good afternoon to everyone. I hope you can see me somehow. Congratulations to those who have conceptualized this idea. Hello, can you hear me clearly, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So let me thank those who have put the program together. This is really good, coming at the right time. So distinguished chiefs and elders, honorable regional minister, our members of parliament, representatives of government agencies, colleagues from the private sector, and all those that are gathered there, good afternoon. Let me especially acknowledge His Royal Majesty Togwe Sri III, the Awameti of the Anlong State, and the Abadada of Anlong, Toby Apede, whose wisdom and leadership continues to inspire unity and progress across the Volta region and beyond. Now, although I couldn't be with you in person due to some other prior engagements, I'm deeply honored, colleagues, to join you virtually at this important gathering. So, colleagues, as a Voltarian, the Volta region occupies a distinctive place in our national story, where the beauty of the land meets the promise of enterprise. This forum this afternoon is not just another event, it is the stirring of a new chapter in Ghana's development, one that calls us to turn macroeconomic stability into shared prosperity. So, speaking to you this afternoon, I'm going to touch on about 3 key points. I'll briefly touch on our economic recovery story, just briefly. Then I'll say a few words on the Volta economic corridor. And then I'll move on to some strategies, in my view, that we can prioritize to unlock this corridor. Finally, I'll talk about the role of Bank of Ghana, and then I close. So on Ghana's economic recovery, you remember 3 years ago, we faced one of our most testing economic moments. You remember how in 2022, inflation went way above 54%. At the same time, the cedi weakened so badly, and there was uncertainty everywhere. But today, the tide has reversed. Inflation is now at 9.4%. The cedi appreciating markedly, but I must say that we are not targeting a particular exchange rate. These are endogenously determined, and we are observing the movements in the cedi on a daily basis. Our international reserves, which is the buffer that we use to support Ghana's international transactions, as of the last count, end of September, we are looking at over $12 billion in reserves, which is enough to cover nearly 5 months of imports. So we do have quite some significant buffers in place, which we expect to protect us against any commodity price shocks or any other form of external shocks that could come up in the near future. So these are not statistics I'm giving you. They tell the story of a country that has refused to give up since we came in. 8 months of deliberate, disciplined policy making is what has delivered the stability we are seeing. This is a story of restored confidence in our policies, confidence in our institutions, and confidence in our good selves, as well as in the resilience of our people. But this stability is not a finish line. It is only the foundation that we have built over the past 8 months. Our task now is to build on it and to turn this recovery into transformation. Transformation in terms of jobs that pay and pay well, industries that operate and will last, and regions that thrive. And so that's why I consider today's program as timely. It's coming at the very right time when the macroeconomic environment is settling down. Now is the time for Volta region to also raise its voice and to demand some greater progress in terms of its economic recovery. Now, if I can say a bit on the Volta Economic Corridor, looking at the potential, how we can turn that into a power hub. So our economic corridor in the Volta region is not just a line on a map. It is a living artery through which Ghana's economic heart, connecting fertile farmlands, we have busy markets, energy sources, and we have border trade routes. These are the fundamentals you need for trade. So if you look at from Tema and Akosombo all the way to the north through Volta, this corridor has the potential to reshape how we produce, it can reshape how we move, and it can reshape how we trade in goods. And not just within Ghana, but across ECOWAS as a whole. So we do have the networks we need to spur trade. It's therefore time to move from this potential that we are sitting on to actual execution. Now, this corridor can be a beacon, and I'm talking of the Volta corridor, for how regional innovation can drive national transformation, whether we are looking at agriculture, energy, logistics, manufacturing, tourism, and digital services. The potentials are in abundance. Now, one of the good things that I've heard in the past 8-9 months of the new government, or we are working on, is the 24-hour economic concept. This concept is not just about working longer hours. It is about working smarter. It is about working faster. And it is about working more connected. So it is about creating a Ghana where production never stops. The country does not go to sleep. Where finance flows continuously, and where digital systems keep commerce alive beyond daylight. Because remember, when we close our offices at 5, there still are potentials. Others are busy, working, even as we go to bed. So to achieve this, the Volta corridor also has to be equipped to function as a round-the-clock economic engine. We must plug in strongly into the 24-hour economic concept, linking production to value addition, and also linking domestic markets to regional exports that are around us. Now, on the strategic priorities to unlock this corridor, 4 of these come to mind that I want to share with you, many of which we know, but permit me to just touch on them. First one is on infrastructure and connectivity. That means modernizing our road networks. Fortunately, we now have the Minister of Road that comes from the region. Let us upgrade the logistics hubs. Let us ensure that our border posts support trade rather than frustrate it. Our border points with Togo and the likes must be repositioned to support greater trade. The Eastern Corridor Road, especially, and the development of the whole Nketiah as transport and industrial hubs have to be critical, have to be pursued as a matter of fact. Then the next priority area under the unlocking the corridor is on energy and industrial clusters, where I'm talking about the Volta Basin, which is rich in renewable energy. If we pursue deliberate investment, we can establish a 24-hour processing parks, we can have ICT service hubs, and we can have light manufacturing clusters that are powered by hydro, solar, and wind energy. Then the third pillar is on human capital development. A 24-hour economy requires a 24-hour ready workforce. A workforce that has that mindset that work is not just between 8 in the morning and 5 in the evening, it is round the clock. Technical and vocational training, therefore, must be aligned with a shift-based industry needs. And the training must focus on automation, and these days there's talk about digital entrepreneurship. Our youth, therefore, must be equipped for the future of work. The future of work is changing and changing by the day, and we need to empower our youth in this regard. Then the next one is on PPP partnerships and investment climate. I'm sure the other speakers would have spoken about this. And by this, I mean that government cannot do it alone. The government of Ghana alone cannot deliver on the investment that we seek. We need a strong private sector participation, both local and international. And that means packaging the potentials of the region very well so that we can interface with capital wherever we can get it from, whether locally or internationally, so as to put our potentials to work. The bank and the state must continue to build an enabling environment, that is ourselves. We will continue to work with government to ensure policy consistency, to ensure regulatory clarity, and to ensure competitive tax frameworks that will incentivize investment in these areas. So let me tell you about the role of the Bank of Ghana in this whole thing. In other words, what does the central bank have to do with the regional economic corridor, such as the Volta corridor? The answer to this is simple. In the first place, everything starts with macroeconomic stability. And as you know, Bank of Ghana's primary mandate is to maintain stability in prices, stability in the financial sector. Through prudent policy, inflation targeting, and FX market management, we have anchored the value of the cedi and we are enabling businesses to plan with confidence. Secondly, promoting digital finance. We have made significant progress through platforms such as GIPS. There's the Ghana Pay that we intend to put some more life on, and the ongoing development of the ECD project, which we are also pursuing. In a 24-hour economy, digital payments are the bloodstream of businesses. Why? Because bank branches would have closed at 5 p.m., but it is these digital channels that will continue to serve economic activity till the next morning when bank branches open again. So our infrastructure seeks to ensure that payments can be made securely, can be made instantly, and can be made continuously. The next area where we can help is expanding access to finance. How are we doing this? We are reforming the credit ecosystem. We are looking at the collateral registry and the credit bureau system. We are pursuing digital lending guidelines. These days, it is about digital credit, where people can take small loans on their phones and be able to implement or invest in small businesses. Then we are promoting fintechs that will be SME friendly and that can help to widen access to capital. This enables SMEs, cooperatives, and youth-led startups to enter and scale in the formal economy. Then the next one is on financial innovation and investor confidence, how we can support it. Now, through our supervision of banks, through our regulation of fintechs and EMIs, our task is to ensure sectoral resilience. And through our reserves build-up, as well as green finance initiatives, we are signaling to investors that Ghana is open, Ghana is stable, and Ghana is future-focused. Colleagues, remember that true transformation is not decreed. We don't legislate transformation. It is co-created. And that is exactly what we are delivering on at the Central Bank. It is the responsibility of government to enable, but private capital must build, and our traditional leaders must anchor, whilst financial institutions finance. So you see, we all have a role to play in bringing about this potential for the Volta corridor, and our regional assemblies also have a role. They must integrate the 24-hour vision into their development strategies. We have our educational institutions who also have the task to train for the economy we are building, not the one we inherited. And of course, our traditional authorities must continue to be partners in enterprise, not just onlookers or bystanders. So in closing, colleagues, let me commend the Volta Regional Coordinating Council, the Volta Corridor Project, our traditional councils, and our partners, including the Ghana Exim Bank, for their leadership. This program they have put together is timely, it is critical, and we believe it will help to spur activity in opening up the Volta corridor within the 24-hour framework. The forum today is not just a dialogue, colleagues. It is a call to action on various forms. So let us turn every idea that is shared here into tangible outcomes. Let it be a factory that is built at the end of our discussions, or a fun project that will be expanded after our deliberations, or in other words, a financial hub that gets created as a result of the deliberations underway today. So though I speak to you from afar, colleagues, my commitment and that of the Central Bank, the Bank of Ghana, remains unwavering. Together, we can make the Volta Economic Corridor the vibrant heartbeat of Ghana's 24-hour economy. I am persuaded and I am ready. And I'm sure all of you at the program are ready in this regard. I thank you, and may God bless the Volta region and the Republic of Ghana, even as we assert ourselves, even as we scale up the Volta corridor for the benefit of our people. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Isiama, giving us his virtual speech there. And for our incoming ones, two of them just told me, I won't mention their names, so they are down there, that if they are not, they would have done virtual. But we have those who are present as well, so that's the most important thing. Now, can I have Mr. Rukupuku, please join me as well. The Honourable for Food and Agriculture to do us the honors of giving us his speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Towe Chairman and his entourage, the Honorable Deputy Chief of Staff, Nana Oyi Bampuado, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Honorable Ministers of State herein present, members of Parliament, representatives of state agencies, distinguished traditional rulers and queen mothers, our esteemed business leaders, academia and investors, fellow citizens, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a profound honor to join you at this historic Volta Economic Forum, held as part of the prestigious Hobechochoza celebrations, a moment when culture meets commerce and tradition converges with transformation. Today we gather not only to celebrate the spirit of the Anglo people, but to deliberate on a grander vision, a vision that our first president, Asiedu Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, once foresaw when he conceived the Volta River Project and the Eastern Corridor, Economic Corridor, as the industrial heartbeat of Ghana. The Volta Corridor is not a new concept. It is the materialization of a dream seeded over 6 decades ago, when Dr. Kwame Nkrumah initiated the Volta River Project in 1961. He did so with a holistic national plan in mind to integrate energy, industry, transportation, and agriculture along the Volta Basin. This grand design was anchored on 3 interlinked pillars: 1, hydropower development; 2, industrialization; 3, agricultural modernization. Dr. broader dream was to make the Volta Basin the nucleus of Ghana's balanced regional development, an industrial agricultural belt that could one day revive Accra in its strategic importance. Today, as we stand, President John Dramani Mahama has rekindled and modernized that original vision, because the Volta Corridor still holds the key to Ghana's next economic revolution. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Volta region's natural endowments are extraordinary. From the lush coastal plains of Anloga and Nketiah to the fertile valleys in Northtown, Hohoi, and Jasikan. This region is blessed with all the ingredients for accelerated transformation. Now, agriculture. Volta region possesses large tracts of arable land, complemented by multiple irrigation systems. We have Veta, Aveime, Afife, and Adidomi that enable all year-round production. Energy and water resources. The Volta River and its tributaries provide the foundation for irrigation, agriculture, and renewable energy generation. Mineral and tourism assets, from salt mining in Nketiah to ecotourism around Asiedu and Falls. The region has a diverse investment portfolio. Connectivity. The Eastern Corridor Road and the upcoming Trans-Volta Logistic Network link seamlessly to the rest of Ghana and neighboring Togo. Indeed, if we were to design a capital of economic potential, it will be here, the Volta region. With its geography, climate, and talent, the Volta region very well could serve as the center for production, processing, and prosperity. This is what I call the three agricultural P's. And that is what President John Mahama is delivering for the people of Ghana right here in the Volta region. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on assumption of office a few months ago, we realized that Ghana's food import bill is over $3 billion United States dollars. Food inflation had ballooned to 61% as at January 2023. It came down to 28.3% when we assumed office in January. We cannot understand this because nature has been kind to our country. We have a lot of resources. Even when you look at the Volta Economic Corridor, the corridor is surrounded by arable land estimated at 8 million hectares. 4 million out of this is earmarked as forest reserves. And now under the 24-hour economy policy, we want to develop 2 million out of the 4 million left for development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have water flowing throughout our land, and our ecological zones are perfect for agricultural production. Records indicate that Ghana has a youthful population. The African Continental Free Trade Area is located here in Ghana, and we are aware of the African population estimated at 1.6 billion and is still growing, which we can take advantage of. So we have everything to develop our agricultural sector, to make our country the food nation of Africa. Unfortunately, the converse has been the story. A country with so much resources, we are unable to produce enough to feed our people. And so, office, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama launched what we call Agriculture for Economic Transformation Agenda. An agenda to use agriculture as a vehicle to engender prosperity and economic development to the people of Ghana. Now, to operationalize this agenda, we have as our flagship program what we call the Feed Ghana program. Under the Feed Ghana program, we purpose feed the people of Ghana from local resources and to also feed our industries so that our industries can be in operation for 24 hours. So all the agro processes participating in the 24-hour economy is dependent, they are all dependent on agriculture to ensure incessant supply of raw materials to enable them stay in business. Now, how can we do it? We can do this through the provision of irrigation infrastructure. Rain-fed agriculture does not guarantee food security. And so there is the need for us to transition our agriculture from rain-fed agriculture to irrigation agriculture. And that is exactly what we are doing. As we speak, we have a contractor at Afenyo rehabilitating the Afenyo irrigation infrastructure. Plans are far advanced, and specifically in February next year, we will start rehabilitation of the Volta irrigation project. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we need investment, critical investment, into the provision of irrigation infrastructure to cover the 2 million arable land we have earmarked under the 24-hour economy policy. So all the investors here, bear in mind, these are some of the critical areas that we are looking at. If we are able to provide irrigation, Ghana will be able to provide food to feed the entire West Africa, if not Africa. Then again, we are also setting up what we call a model farm in Volta region here. Some few weeks ago, we secured funding from the Italian government, an amount of 154 million euros. And all this money, I mean, every peso of this facility is to be expended in the Volta region. Under this project, we are setting up what we call model farm, 10,000 hectares model farm under irrigation for the production of rice, maize, soya, and tomatoes. We have agreed with the investors that every produce from this farm will be sold to the local market. It is only when we think that we have gotten enough and we are no longer interested that they will have no opportunity than to explore markets outside our country. Apart from that, we want to achieve what we call seed sovereignty. And so under the project, we are establishing seed bank in the Volta region. Seed bank, from where we produce the seed for our farmers to grow. And then we are also doing what we call soil testing. The distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have realized that without testing our soils, there's no way we can increase agricultural production and productivity. This is important because when you go to other jurisdictions, a farmer cultivating maize can harvest 5 tons from just 1 hectare of land. But when you come to our part, the maximum we can do is 2 tons, all because we don't manage our soils effectively. So on assumption of office, President Mahama has directed us to put in place facilities to enable us test our soils and determine crop suitability to enhance crop production. I want to indicate here that 5 months ago, we had some researchers from America to Ghana. When they came to us, they said they are interested in the production of stevia. Stevia is a plant used for the production of non-diabetic sugar. Non-diabetic sugar. So they took samples from all the regions. And last 2 weeks, when we met them at the World Food Price Program, they indicated that after the testing, Volta region was found to be the most suitable site for the cultivation of stevia. Now, when they plant the stevia, 4 months they will harvest. They will process the stevia, and then they will produce the sugar that is non-diabetic. And that is what everybody is looking for now. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that's also another investment in the pipe coming to Volta region. Then after irrigation, we have also noticed that the youth of our country are not participating in agriculture. In fact, figures show that only 5% of our youth are in agriculture. It means that Ghana's agriculture does not have a future. It is not sustainable. So we have to put in place mechanisms to attract more of the youth into the future, especially when our population is a youthful population. When we look at the average age of our farmers, it is estimated at 45 years. So most of the youth from 15 to 35, they are living in the urban areas where agricultural activities are minimal. leaving agriculture to be done in the rural communities by our grown mothers and fathers. This means that we do not have a sustainable future going forward. So what we have decided to do is to make agriculture more lucrative, more profitable, move agriculture from potential to profitability, so that many people, especially the youth, will be attracted to participate in agriculture. That is why President Mahama is transitioning Ghana's agriculture into agribusiness. So now we want to have an integrated approach where we bring the producers and the buyers, the processors together. So we are establishing a strong symbiotic relationship between the farmers and the processors, so that as soon as they produce, the processors will be there to buy, to also reduce the post-harvest losses, which is estimated at 30%. In fact, it is unthinkable that after investing so much in agriculture, when you harvest, 30% of your harvest go waste. It does not make sense. But if we are able to establish that strong relationship, we will be able to minimize that loss and then increase the profitability of our stakeholders. And so, under this arrangement, I am happy to also indicate that the Korean government has given Ghana $9.5 million for the production of vegetables, specifically tomato, pepper, onion. And this amount of money is being expended in two regions, Central Region and Volta Region. In Volta Region, we have selected Adakru, and in Central Region, we have selected Winneba. In all these districts, we are going to put the vegetable growers together. We'll give them the seed, we'll give them irrigation, and then we set up mini processing plant for them, so that as soon as they produce, the processors will be there to process for them. These are some of the interventions that we have put in place to make sure that Ghana's agriculture achieved its potential. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the energy potential, the connectivity potential of the corridor, and all other potentials we are talking about will inure to the benefit of agriculture, because agriculture holds the key. As you speak, Volta region is attracting a lot of investment into the cocoa space. We have a private investor in Pando who is invested in cocoa plantation. He has secured 2,500 hectares and he's doing cocoa under irrigation. He started from March, 400 hectares already under cultivation, and he's working to ensure that he's able to achieve the 2,500. Investors have come to us. We have asked our people to lead them to Nanano. They want 10,000 hectares to produce cocoa. They want to go into cocoa plantation under irrigation so they can ensure all year-round production. We just pray to Nanano that the investors have seen the potentials in the Volta region and they are coming here in their numbers. When they come, let's accommodate them, give them the land, and then let's help them to succeed. Because whatever they put in the land, we are going to be the beneficiaries. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, agriculture requires what we call some key fundamentals. Fundamentals include things like management of weather variability. Because in our part of the world, if the weather is not good, we lose all our investment in agriculture. If the weather is good, that is good news to us. Because of this, under a project being sponsored by World Bank, we have procured what we call automated weather stations. And we have planted them in various places to enable us accurately predict the weather to guide our farmers in their farming activities. We want to accurately predict the weather to inform better farming decisions. In fact, some of these facilities have been planted in our various secondary schools for protection. And almost a month ago, we procured what we call MIS, Management Information Systems. So that when we pick the data from the stations, the management information system will analyze and then produce the results. As soon as we get the information on the weather, we have had agreement with the Ministry of Communications. We are going to send the message free of charge to all our farmers. Now we know some of the farmers cannot read and understand. Because of that, we have also established what we call community commodity-based cooperatives. As we speak, we have over 70,000 cooperatives across the country. The information will be disseminated through the cooperative leadership, through our extension officers, and through the community radio, and then the TV stations that can speak the language that our people understand. Then, we are also happy to indicate that President Mahama has successfully secured support from the Food and Agricultural Organization. And today, they are rehabilitating our soil laboratory in Kumasi for us. And they have also procured the best equipment for soil testing for us. This is the biggest facility in the whole West Africa. So from the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, we will be able to test our soils and then prescribe farmers what specific crops that they should be planting in those places. We are also grateful to AGRA for giving us funds for the procurement of seed testing equipment. Now we have a modern seed testing equipment. And so before our farmers be asked to use this particular seed, the seed would have gone through testing, through PPRSD, and then certified as the best to deliver the result for us. Another important thing that we are going to do within the arable land around the corridor is the establishment of what we call the agro parks. We are developing agro parks as well as industrial parks. Under the agro park system, we want to develop the land, provide irrigation on the land, establish what we call the farmer service centers. The farmer service centers are very critical and very dear to the heart of President Mahama. One, because our farmer population is dominated by smallholder farmers. In fact, in Ghana, smallholder farmers constitute 80% of our farmer population. We have few commercial farmers. In fact, the smallholder farmers produce the bulk of the food that we eat in our country. They don't have the capacity to acquire tractors, to acquire combine harvesters, machinery for their job. So what we are doing is that we are establishing a farmer service center in all the agricultural districts where farmers can go and then ask for agricultural mechanization. I want tractor to go and clear my land for me. The center will make the tractors available. You use it. If you don't have money, don't worry. When you harvest, you go to the center and then you pay back. We'll make available subsidized seeds that are climate resilient. So you go there, you take the seed, you plant, when you harvest, you go and pay. And then we're also making available fertilizers. Now we are not going to do the blanket application of fertilizers across the country again. This is because we are now testing our soils. We want to know which particular soil nutrient is lacking for replacement. So when we are bringing the fertilizer, we'll tell you that those of you in this enclave, this is the fertilizer you need. The test indicated that you lack nitrogen. So you are giving you fertilizer that will replenish nitrogen to the right level to enable you harvest more from your produce. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the farmer service centers, we are almost done with the processes. Very soon we expect the suppliers to bring in the equipment. And as soon as we receive the first tranche of the equipment, the president will launch it and the Ghanaian farmers will be the beneficiaries. Before I end my address, let me make this official announcement. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, has graciously approved that this year's 41st National Farmers' Day celebration will be held in Ho, the Volta regional capital, under the theme Feed Ghana, Eat Ghana, Secure the Future. Whilst we are working to feed the Ghanaian people, we expect Ghanaian people to also eat the food that we are producing here in Ghana. When you go to the market and you see imported rice, please, for the sake of your own children who are unemployed, and for the sake of the development of the Ghanaian economy, and as your contribution towards the redemption of our people from the shackles and tentacles of abject poverty, you must buy from Ghana-made sources. Buy our food and eat our food. It is believed that if we produce and then we eat what we produce, we can secure a brighter future for the Ghanaian people. This decision is both symbolic and strategic. Symbolic because the Volta region remains one of Ghana's most agricultural endowed and culturally vibrant regions, and strategic because it underscores the government's commitment to decentralizing national recognition of farmers and fishers while celebrating the immense contribution of the Volta region to Ghana's food security, livestock production, and agribusiness development. We look forward to celebrating our gallant farmers and fishers right in Ho this December, and I take this opportunity to extend in advance a warm invitation to all of you to join us. We honor the hardworking, to join us as we honor the hardworking men and women who feed our nation. Indeed, this celebration reflects the broader vision of our president to place agriculture at the center of Ghana's economic transformation. Your Royal Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Volta region was once at the heart of Ghana's founding vision, and it must now be at the heart of our renewal. The same Volta River that powered Ghana's first industrial revolution can now power the economic transformation we envisage if we act with purpose, partnership, and persistence. Let us therefore make the Volta corridor not only a geographical passage, but a corridor of prosperity, a corridor of innovation, and a corridor of food security. With these vast agricultural potentials, we from the Ministry of Food and Agriculture cannot disagree with the genuine request from Tobehu Mamau and the good people of Anlo State to upgrade Ohio Agricultural College into a full-fledged university. Such an upgrade will be a major boon to the agricultural revolution of our country, and we believe that together it is doable. Together, let's feed Ghana, let us build Ghana, and let us transform Ghana through the Volta corridor. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
The Honorable Eric Opoku, the Minister for Food and Agriculture, and I was watching him. He only took 5 glances at his paper. The last one to announce the Farmers' Day. Anyway, please give me a round of applause for me. Great oratory skills and experience. Throwing bullets left, right, center. Please, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished traditional leaders as well, investors as well as key players in industry as well as business. Once again, we're happy to have you. We'll have 2 more and then we'll go for a break, a very short break. When we come back, we'll continue. As you know, the program is, we expect that we'll end around 6, but that's dinner and networking. So it's not long. So we'll do it very snappy. Can I have the Managing Director for TDC, Courage Nunekpeku here? They've been a great partner to us. Please give me a round of applause. After that, I have Chairman Magdan, my own chairman, Group Chairman for the Magdan Group, also telling us about what needs to be done to propel Volta region, and a man of the soil is currently MD TDC.
Thank you, Roland. A very good friend and a partner. Togbe chairman, and I'm standing on existing protocol. Togbe happens to be my father-in-law. Those of you who don't know, I am married to Togbe's daughter. And I'm also a son of the soil from Angologa, Lashibi. In fact, I have sat down listening to all the speeches. Very impressive, very innovative, and very creative. I am only praying that we transform all these speeches into reality. That is a prayer. Because we've heard a lot of speeches in the past, but they have always remained on the stage. Let me use the opportunity to congratulate the organizers of this program, the first of its kind in the region. And a lot have been said by the speakers. I will only say something briefly about what TDC intends to do to contribute to the economic fortunes of the region. TDC Ghana Limited, established in 1952, manages about 53,000 miles square in the Tema Enclave. In 2017, we had a new mandate to go beyond the TAA, that's the Tema Traditional, the Tema allocation area. That means that we can go beyond Greater Accra, we can go to Volta region, Ashanti region, even beyond the country. It's on the basis of that we have decided to escalate our activities to other regions. And I am happy to announce that we are starting from the Volta region. It's not because of this economic forum, that's why I'm telling you we are starting from Volta region. We have started. As a matter of fact, I wish we have a projector where we can project some of the things we have done already. But I will just give you the highlights of what we have done and how far we've gone as far as TDC coming to Volta region is concerned. We have already acquired 1,860 acres of land in the Volta region, specifically around the airport. We have done the layout extensively, where we have service plots. We'll be having the area where we'll be building for, the citizens. We have also earmarked a place for an industrial park. That's 200 acres. We are in talk with the whole municipal assembly. I can see my good friend Stephen, the mayor of Ho here. We have had a lot of discussion in that direction where we have an industrial park in that enclave. We are having health tourism. We have had a discussion with Togbe Afete. We were with Togbe together with some of the management and the board. We visited the regional minister and some few dignitaries in the region for their blessings to start work. Togbe and TDC are in talk for health tourism, where we would develop about 100 acres of land for a health facility that you can see or visit anywhere in the world. The whole idea is that why should people check out of the continent to go and seek health care in the Arab world or in Asia or Europe, when we can have a similar facility in Volta region and they will just visit Ghana and access that facility, especially considering the location of our land and the proximity to the airport. So we are going to develop a health tourism facility in that area. In that same enclave within the 1,860 acres, we will have what we call a golf course, a special one. I mean, it's going to be the first of its kind in Ghana, a golf course. We will also have a place where you can come and just buy your own land and develop it the way you want it. By the time we are done with this project, it will become the biggest gated community in Ghana. I think I'll get some applause. I was thinking. It will become the biggest gated community in Ghana. Not the region manual, not the Delta Coast, you know, but it will be in Volta region whole specifically. The name of the estate is called Oxygen City whole TDC. Oxygen City whole TDC. We are looking forward to that in the coming weeks. As a matter of fact, 4 weeks from now, we are pushing hard to have the president cut the sword for the commencement of this project. That should tell you how far we've come. We believe strongly that by the time this project is ongoing, it will open up the region and also increase the fortunes, the economic fortunes of the region. This, we understand and believe, if all the CEOs can also contribute, not just talking, there must be intentional, deliberate, conscious effort, bold, confident, courageous, to take some pragmatic decisions to open up the region. This is the only way we can do it. Not just talk, and talk. Let's transform or translate our talking into actions. And this will take some serious actions. Taking the bull by the horns. Taking some risks, high risk. And this is what we have started at TDC. So it has not been easy, but we are doing it, and we are going to do it as part of our contribution to the economy, as part of our agenda in resetting the country, the resetting agenda. We have earmarked 5 regions to start with. Volta region is number 1. We are moving to Ashanti region very soon. We are moving to the central region, the western region, the eastern region, then eventually escalate it to other regions. Volta region is blessed to be the number 1. I think we deserve some applause. TDC Ghana Limited, we deserve some applause. We are ready to take off, and we'll be taking off very, very, very soon. Having said that, let me just touch on some areas that we also think that are of essential if we really want to open up this region. One of the areas we are looking at is UHAS. UHAS is a sleeping giant. Just imagine if we can improve on infrastructure in the university, where by 2030 we can have the student population of 50,000 students. That's a whole economy on its own. 50,000 people sleeping, eating, brushing, bathing, using transport. 50,000 people. Just imagine just 5% of people visiting them every weekend. Sleeping in hotels. That's a whole economy on its own. So I am urging the authorities in that space that let's put in deliberate effort. Let's be intentional to expand the infrastructure in that university so we can take more students and open up that space. Another area we must look at, and so far I've not heard anybody talk about that. I know the chief of staff reps will take it serious and probably take it up, or all people in authority will take it up. That is the Eastern Corridors, the Eastern Corridor Road. That space has to be completed to open up the economic activities in that area, to ease the traffic in the south. It's very important. We need to go ahead and complete the Eastern Corridor. Another area I am also looking at that we must also look up in opening up the fortunes of the region is tourism. been to Singapore severally, and anytime you get to Singapore, it's so fascinating. Some of the space they have that they have developed to that extent, we have them in Volta region. We have them in Ghana. Drive through from Ho to Tanibe to Soviet, Ho, Tanibe, Mache to Peje. You can go out to Pando and come down to Amejopa, that's whole enclave. It's probably bigger than some of the things we see in Singapore that we take flight to go and witness. There are flower gardens, the river gardens, and all the things they have in Singapore. That space, the mountains, the valleys, and the forests we have in that space can be utilized. I use this opportunity to challenge the various CEOs, the DCs in this enclave, come together and develop something, put together some think tanks, and think and come out with some very creative, innovative ideas to develop the tourism in that area. Another potential one is, look, from Adan, the people of Adan, I congratulate you, you are doing well. Look at what is happening in the Adan enclave, just behind us. We can stretch it from Adan to Huti. From Sabietula to Huti to Angolonga, Way, Tegbi, Jalukofa to Kata, Kaji, Adafianu, to Aflau. These are the coastal areas. We can develop these areas and it will become a massive tourist center. Look at where we are seated. I was even telling Honorable, we don't need an AC here. We could have opened this space and have the free, a breeze from the sea. This is a complete tourist area that this forum should have given us an opportunity to open up for the whole world to see what is happening here, especially that is being broadcast live on television. These things will not happen by themselves. It must take people to drive them deliberately. People must be intentional to do some of these things. The DCs, we challenge you. Please, you must move. You must activate your connections, home and abroad, to get some of these projects, on course. Another area I want to quickly talk about that we can probably is the Nketiah port. Yes, anytime the Nketiah port comes to mind, I know a lot of people will say, we have paid the Director General for 8 years or so. He was in a container and nothing has happened there. This is my area. I know the area. I go there very frequently. And I know Roland Walker too has been going there. We have seen nothing in the past 8 years. It is a fine opportunity for the people, the authorities living in the area, to put the Nketiah in the map, the world map, when it comes to the port. We can do it. We just have to be deliberate and intentional. Wherever they put you as the CEO of whatever, as the minister of whatever, as the MCA of whatever, please, it's not enough to just sit in the office and depend on common fund. It's not enough to just drive in V8. It's not enough to just be feeling big. Let's think big. Let's take very risky, decisions. This is the only way we can get some of these projects off the table and on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, Togbe Chairman, protocols already established. I want to end it here by saying that TDC has taken the lead. Very soon, you will see TDC billboards all over the places. We will cut a salt, and the biggest estate in Ghana will be in Ho, known as the Oxygen City. Ho. Thank you very much. God bless us all.
Thank you. Courage. Please, a round of applause. Managing Director, TDC Company Limited. Thank you so much. Deliberate and intentional. Thank you. Thank you. We will go for a break. Not before Cheba Madan speaks, but after that, we're going to have Salom Adonu Ama Blode as well as Ambassador Ben Doche Malo also here. We also want to undertake some few actions, including some fundraising activities all intended for the main objective why we're here. We're also going to have some big speeches supporting this event from the Ghana Revenue Authority. I see some key individuals. Hi, I see Elsie Apo also there as well. And the Volta Region's representative on the Council of State is also here, Komiga Atople. His Excellency, thank you for joining us as well. So the second part will have you. But now, the chairman for the Madan Group, Dr. Macaulay, is here. Please give him a round of applause. Very practical, and I can tell you, he's intentional and deliberate.
To be honest with you, I'm a bit sad. I'm very sad because I ask, is it our nature or our attitude? I really don't want to read my speech. I will not read it. Let me talk as an entrepreneur. Let me talk as an investor. Let me talk as a Ghanaian. Stogbe, Regional Minister, Chief of Staff, a great minister, the diplomatic ministers and heads of CEO. Yesterday, I spent the night to crunch some figures in the Volta region. Everybody is talking about investment, but I was talking about revenue. The Volta region can generate $9 billion. $9 billion. Is it our attitude? Is it our nature? Or we are not deliberate? Or we are joking? I'm here in the Volta region. We are blessed with almost everything. Well, I'm taking my share as an entrepreneur. I'm going to do my part. I have started in some areas already. But we all have to be intentional in whatever we do. If I can tell you, right away from Luta, I have a stone quarry in Luta. And if you see the quality of the stones from Luta, the stones in Shah Hills are nowhere near the Luta stones. I'm trying to do something around the Afenyo mountain. Get into the Afenyo mountain, you find about 7 different stones. You see the stones you see crack on the streets we use for our buildings. They are all coming from Volta region. And we have left them for just peasant cracking. And these are millions and millions and millions of dollars. We have to talk about even timber here. You have iron ore in the Hotel region, in abundance, iron ore. And the whole world now is being built on steel. What is it that you don't have here? I spend my Easter, every Easter, I spend it in the Volta region. My wife comes from Bajama. So in the Bajama village, you're standing on the hills. You can see the valley. You can smell tourism. You can have the longest cable car in the world in the Volta region. Near the Afenyo mountain, we have about 4 waterfalls. I'm talking about tourism. 4 waterfalls. And there's one waterfall, I always go there. I'm writing a whole history about that waterfall. It's a waterfall that whatever sickness you have, you bath that water, you will be cured. This is health tourism. This is actually the belief of the people, and it is happening live. This is what we are. We are African. For 300 years, the people of Afenyo believe that when you bath that water, whatever sickness you have will disappear. This is health tourism. We're talking about moving south. I don't even want to talk about agriculture. We can rake in billions in agriculture in the Volta region. I am going to pick on my aviation business. I want to see private jets coming into Volta region. I want to see private jets flying here into Volta region with investors. Let's take this region very seriously. I'm very upset a bit. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I can see money. And I can see employment. I can see wealth in this region. We don't have to take this forum for a joke. We all have to sign up on something. Let me come down to what I know how to do best, logistics. I've been in logistics for 33 years. I always look at the Volta region, just this water. We have to thank God that Galamsey is not close here. We still have our water very, very fresh that we have to use for irrigation. We don't have to. Togbe, please talk to your chiefs. We don't need Galamsey here. We can be richer than gold. The Volta region, you still have gold here, but you don't know you have gold here. There's a lot you have here. Let me talk about salt. I'm developing the biggest salt mine in Africa. Though there are challenges, but I'm still scaling through. We have developed the whole of the west of Adan, the need to see. It's a beauty. I'm moving into Volta region. I'm in Nketiah. I'm going to start a salt mine here and develop it. We need to move and stop talking. We have to action our words. We need to also be creative. We have the youth population here. About 70% of the population here are youth. And we have to develop them. We're talking about a 24-hour economy. And this is the best place. We're talking about aggregation. We don't need to work hard under the 24-hour economy. We have to work smart. How do we work smart? Work smart by aggregating. It's a very good concept, and we are in the right position to anchor the 24-hour economy and make the best use of it. The Greek minister, if you listen to a Greek minister very well, all his speech is all money. All that he said is all money. If you did not listen, pick his speech again. Pick the Greek minister's speech again and listen in your private time. It's all money. So the investors here, we all have to start thinking. This is the Volta region. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm here looking at opportunities. I've heard a lot, I've seen a lot. Tourism alone. I was one in Luanda, their park. And what tourism have done for them, you have no idea. Every day, the park they have there is generating them $39,000 in 5 hours. So calculate it around across the whole month. As we deliberate and we thinking, we have to also look at connectivity. How do we connect the whole Volta region? Looking at our infrastructure. We, the private sector, will start. Whatever is being said here, I don't see it real as government. We're all waiting for government to come to our aid. But we have what we take as a private sector to take a move in our own small way to see what we can do. If we start, I believe the government will step in. We need to look at this region with different lenses. Even the OT region alone is a very rich region. We have all the minerals that we need to have in this region. But in everywhere we have to start with a single step. No matter how long the journey will be, we have to start with a single step. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Macaulay, the Group Chief Executive for the Magdan Group. Creative, deliberate, and intentional. And you can see clearly just through cursory observation, noting down the point. And he said he started doing the thinking from yesterday, the eve of the Grand Debrah for the Hubochuchu. We're grateful, Dr. Macaulay. We'll go for a short break. I'm told it's a tea break, coffee break, small break, and then we'll be back so that we can quickly come and look at the number of items quickly. We'll have remarks from the diplomatic missions. So we'll have some speeches from the diplomatic missions, and then some big ones are also coming. Can I have all of you seated? In the meantime, we haven't gone for the break yet. Let's listen to some of these announcements. The Council of State representative for the Volta region will also give us his main message as part of the theme for this important forum. We're also going to have that from the Ghana Revenue Authority as well. And then also we'll have our chair also give us his message as well for today. Then we'll file out with the national anthem. That's how we're going to do that. But we have a final dinner and networking period after we close this event, and then the bonfire night. So it's a long stretch. This one is just the first part. But in the meantime, we're going to take some group photographs of the distinguished personalities. You are not going though, you are part of us. So you take the photographs and then you'll be with us for the second break. And then after that, we'll do the prayer, and then we'll do the bonfire night with all of you in solidarity. So the VVIPs, you go to the restaurant for the break, Then myself and the ordinary people will go to where? Garden. Myself and the ordinary, garden. Near garden, Aiga. Okay. So please, join us once again. When we come back, we're going to have His Excellency Bendoche Malo Salom Adonu as well as Ami Ablode taking you through the rest of the proceedings. Thank you. We'll be back in 10 minutes. No, you're back in 10 minutes. Yes, 10. 10 because 10. Please not be back in 10. At most 15. Intentional and deliberate 10 minutes. Please, the photo. Let's take the photos. Can we have the distinguished our Chairman, please let's take the photos. Council of State, let's take the photos. So let's have the first batch take the photos. All the dignitaries, including the chair. Please, can we have you guys climb the podium? Please climb the podium. Climb the podium for me, please. Let's climb the podium. Please, we are taking the photos outside, the backdrop. The backdrop. There's a backdrop designed for photo. Apparently, that's where we're going. Can you put that video? Sorry, please, we are taking the photo at the entrance. There's a backdrop there. Respectfully, I'll give you like this. We are taking the photo at the entrance, please. Let's go to the entrance. So we are taking the photos outside. There's a backdrop, a beautiful design backdrop. That's why we're taking the photo. You will be ushered there. 15 minutes. We'll be back.
And Afenyo